$350 for a jacket. It's a joke, right? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over all my Sitka stuff and why I spend so much money on camo. Starting with early season. In early season, I haven't always bought Sitka stuff. This is True Timber. This is Nomad. I tried QU. I didn't like it. I've got some Magellan stuff in here. A lot of this is backup now, but it did work when I first bought it and used it. But as I began to hunt more, it became more pertinent for me to have better stuff. Early season is fairly simple. It's their early season gear. Pants and top. We're using the Equinox Guard stuff, and I love it. I mean, it's got your traditional hoodie face mask in it. It's got, I believe it's embedded with permethrin, but it's some sort of insect repellent, and I don't exactly know if it's baked into the threads or what, but I can tell you last year I rarely ran my thermocell, and I wasn't getting eaten up by mosquitoes. And that says a lot in Southeast Texas. So, I mean, I love it. The Equinox Guard stuff, and they came out last year with a different pattern. I don't remember what they're calling it, but it's green. It's essentially just a better early season pattern than what this is. The pants zip up the side, just allow you to be more breathable walking in, because the pants aren't the most breathable thing. They're a pretty good balance between breathability and durability. I've got plenty of pockets, and overall I like them. They're very good early season gear. It keeps me cool, keeps the bugs off me. So it's pretty simple for early season. It's either hiking boots, rubber boots, Equinox pants, guard hoodie, and that's it. Everything else, I have acquired mini orange vests over the years because I either forget them at home, and on the way to the public land in Texas, you're required to wear them. I realize I don't have them, so I stopped and buy more. So, and then socks. I try to wear something lightweight, darn tough. I've gone to in the last year or two, and I've liked those socks a lot. A lot of the meat and potatoes of my systems really shine when we start talking about that colder weather, and that's why I spend the money. I spend enough time away from family, time off of work to go hunt, that I may as well spend the money on stuff that's going to keep me hunting when other people can't. Base layers, lightweight. I use lightweight base layers and pretty much up into the 20s. The rest of this system is warm enough that the lightweight is going to wick enough moisture, and it's going to keep me warm. And it's just that this is my first layer. Typically, I'll throw this on, and then right on top of that will be the Fanatic hoodie, which is probably one of my most worn items. And it has a single pocket in the front. It's got a face piece. Mine's old enough now that it's blown out and pretty much useless. I need to contact them and see if they'll warranty it. From what I understand, they will, and they'll repair it. I just don't know what it's going to cost. So we'll go base layer, Fanatic hoodie, base layer on the bottom. That pretty much stays on my entire trip. If it's going to be 30s to 60s, I'm going to be wearing it, because if once it gets warmer, it's still going to wick away that moisture. It's going to keep me dry, and it's going to dry a lot faster than if I were to sweat just into cotton or into some other synthetic blend. Once it gets really cold is when I'll go to my heavyweights, but we're not really going to talk about that right now, because it's got to be very select conditions. Highs below 30 pretty much. Once I have my base layer, my Fanatic hoodie, next I go to a Celsius midi. It's just a puffy jacket. That's all it is. Once I wick away the moisture from my base layer, it goes into my Fanatic hoodie. Then it's going to come into my puffy. That puffy's breathable, so I'm going to wear it on my walk-in because anything I do sweat out is going to evaporate, and I'm going to still be dry by the time I get set up and settle down. But it's also warm enough that if there's not a bunch of wind, I can wear this down into the 30s and be warm. But once that wind picks up above 10, it's going to cut through this puffy pretty good, and you're going to get cold, and you're going to want an outer jacket, which I don't have in this bin. So we'll go into the outer jacket, which a lot of times, if it's above 32, and really if it starts the morning in the 10s, 20s, whatever, of the time is going to be a Stratus jacket for me. I love this jacket. It's extremely lightweight. It's thin. It's not going to get in the way on practice draws. I'm not going to be riffing off arrows, sending them to Jesus. I've got 2 chest pockets that if for whatever reason I'm close range, I don't want to wear my bino harness, I'll throw my rangefinder in here. The only thing I don't love is that its pockets are individual. They're not a universal pocket that goes from one side to the other, but I can get over that. 100% windproof. I've hunted in 20, 30 mile an hour winds, and I've never felt any of it in this jacket. It does in the back, so I use a saddle. But if you use a tree stand harness, it's got a tree stand harness slot that you can wear your harness under this layer, and it'll come out, and it's going to be seamless. And it's pretty much going to be part of your system. So if it's, I mean, you can wear this down into the teens. Once it gets super, super cold, I move into a different outer jacket that either I'll wear on top of this or by itself, depending on the weather. If it's 40, wind chills in the 30s, I'll wear this. I can ditch the Celsius midi or the puffy jacket and just put this on once I get to the tree. Because 40, I can walk in my base layer, my mid layer without the puffy, and then throw this on when I get there. But 9 out of 10 times, I am wearing my puffy jacket. It's probably my favorite piece of this whole system is that puffy. That's why I haven't replaced it. They don't make it anymore. If anything ever happens to it, I'll probably go out of my way to buy one used because I like it so much. So that's on the top half. The pants that go with it, I mean, it's the Stratus pants. They're quiet. These things are worn. They're cut. They have stickers stuck in them, but they're still windproof. They're still warm. They've got big pouches on your side, on your legs. They've got pockets on pockets, and I just love these pants. I mean, they're hands down, bar none, my favorite hunting pant that I've used. I don't love bibs for bow hunting. They're just kind of bulky. I much prefer pants. That's why I layer. And I tuck in all my underlayers so that if I'm reaching and my outer jacket comes up at all, I'm not going to have any exposed skin, and it's going to keep me warm. So the Stratus is my go-to outers. You can hear how quiet they are. They're not loud. They're the soft fleece material. Love them. I think if you're going to buy one set of anything Sitka and you can't buy the whole system, buy good outers. It's going to help a lot. You can buy cheap base layers that's going to wick on Amazon. But your outers are going to be good. They're going to be quiet, windproof, water resistant. The Stratus lineup is going to be great for you. So we'll move into my super, super cold stuff, which really I only get to use in late season. And normally that's a hunt somewhere in the Midwest with a muzzleloader. Now we're moving in to the Arctic, miserable, bitter, cold stuff right here. I really only wear this stuff maybe 10 days a year. And it's normally in our muzzleloader or our late season hunt in Missouri, or if I would go hunt Ohio late season, or if I were to go hunt North Dakota in December, that's when this stuff's coming out. It has to be, the highs can't get above 30. The lows are normally in the single digits or the teens. That's where this stuff shines. And it's your Fanatic bib, and your Fanatic jacket. So you have the Fanatic hoodie, which is a mid layer. Your Fanatic jacket is a super heavy, just beast of a jacket. It's super hard to bow hunt in because it is so thick and puffy. First time I ever drew a bow in it, I sent an arrow to Jesus. So take that for what it's worth. I love it. I do bow hunt in it if I have to, but I'd rather not. The bibs last year was my first year wearing them, and I have to say I was never cold. And I wore these, it was 0 degrees. I think me and Paul were late season bow hunting, and they kept me warm the whole time. They are super quiet. They've got a zipper that goes the whole way up the leg, so you can take them off. You can take off base layers below them. They've got pockets. They're super comfortable just the way they fit. They're very athletic, so they don't really impede anything if I'm climbing a tree stand or if I'm having to crawl or stalk anything. They're very, very good bibs. They're just a little puffy and a little big and heavy, but I mean, that's why I only wear them if the hide never gets above 30. Same with the jacket. And you have your cross zipper, which is a big thing because that cross zipper is what allows me to have one big pocket in the front instead of having 2 individual pockets for my hands. I'll load those up with hand warmers and forget about the rest. I don't like having a cold neck, cold face, cold ears. So a beanie, this is, I don't know what beanie this is. I don't know what beanie this is. Maybe the Fanatic beanie, but it's super soft. It's warm. You'll sweat in this. I can't walk in this. This has to be once I cool down, when I'm set up and my ears start to get cold, then I can put this on, or else it's going to be soaked because I'm going to sweat in it. And a neck gaiter, I've never worn one before until last year when we were in Missouri, and then again when Paul and I had that late season bow hunt and it was 0 degrees. Loved it. I'll keep it up as high as I can with the beanie. Pretty much the only thing that's exposed are my eyes and the top part of my nose. Then you're good to go. Super warm. All this stuff costs thousands of dollars. If you hunt 10, 15, 20 days a year, you're hunting close to home, you're kind of a fair weather hunter, you don't need all this stuff. But if you're traveling, you're chasing deer seriously, and you say, I don't care what the weather is, I'm going hunting because it's my day off or because I'm after a specific buck, spend the money on high-end camo. It's going to be worth it in the end. Save up, buy a piece a year. This stuff lasts long enough. I've had some of these pieces for 5-6 years. Save up, buy a piece a year, and in the end, 5 years from now, you'll have a full system, a full set of stuff, and it's going to be worth it. It's going to keep you warm. So there's a lot of stuff you can do to play with this. Their website's really cool. It tells you what each piece was designed for, and it shows your breathability levels, your warmth, your quietness, and all that. So go check out Sitka. I think if you have the money, it's worth it. Leave me a comment. Tell me if you think it's worth spending this much money on camo, especially if you think cheap camo works. Tell me, say something. And then make sure you subscribe. The next one, where we set up our eBay budget bow build at the bow shop, we have an exciting announcement with that. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it, and we'll see you all in the next video.